Everybody, welcome back to the channel. So, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq went absolutely nowhere today after the unemployment rate came out. Now, we got to look at what to expect for tomorrow. We're also going to be looking at one stock that is looking very promising for tomorrow. Okay? Now, let's dive into the charts right off the bat. Again, as I mentioned earlier, today was a doji. If you look at the daily and you zoom in, right, this potential move is still in play because the market, at least the Nasdaq, is struggling to break through 24,000, 25,400. It's struggling. Looks bullish right now at this very moment, but things can change tomorrow, especially if it turns out to look like this. And then Friday, there's going to be the CPI report being released. Okay. So just be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that. Today's unemployment rate, it came out at like 4.3%, which is lower than what was expected. The number was expected to be 4.4, but it turns out to be 4.3. That right there diminishes the chances of a rate cut happening in the next Fed meeting. All right. So again, in order for the Fed to cut rates, unemployment rate need to be high and inflation need to be low. At least that's the goal that you're trying to keep. But now that unemployment is low, the Fed doesn't feel too pressured to cut rates. All right. So how does the market interpret that? I'm thinking more bearish. I'm thinking we're gonna start to roll over. Unless the market gives me another reason to believe that it's not. I'm leaning more towards the bearish side. The SPY looks like this. The SPY have been holding steady, given dojis for the past like 3 business days, right? So this one is to be determined. Still failing to break above 7,000. There's a wall right there, struggling to break above it. Struggling. The Dow Jones, we're gonna look at DIA itself. The Dow Jones reached a high of, I was $1 shy of 506. I told y'all minimum 506. It went up to 505. Today it gapped up and then sold and formed a bearish engulfing candle. After hours we're up by $1. Could it get up here? We don't know. Maybe not. But I will be careful at these levels, especially because like the other two indices are just struggling. They're just struggling and they're giving dojis. So be very cautious in your approach in what you try to trade. Now, the stock that is looking very promising for tomorrow, that stock is none other than Google. Okay. Now, I want to share Google with y'all for one simple reason. The daily chart looks like this. Number one, it had earnings and the company crushed earnings, but the reaction was negative, which is something to pay very close attention to. All right, massive volume, which is good. The one thing that happened today is that it closed below the open from last Thursday, the 5th. So it opened at 312. Today we closed below 312. The stock is bearish. The bears are taking over right here. The weekly doesn't look too strong. Y'all see how it's rolling over, right? Like I don't see a scenario where this thing ends up here at 330. I don't see it. If you think that's the case, again, we'll see in the comment section. I will meet you in the comment section. If you disagree with what I'm saying, if you see a perspective that I don't see for some reason, again, we will meet in the comment section. But for the way that I'm seeing this, Google should fall. All right. Now we're gonna look at the 1 hour, and the 1 hour is showing something that I like. There is 2 things. The first thing is we're closing below that level of, there's dip buyers located here, and who also try to buy on earnings the day after earnings, right? They're located here too. All right, the next thing is they got taken out after the retest yesterday failed, but the retest today was successful. They got taken out, that 318 level. Next is the bearish pennant on the chart. Very clean in my eyes. I don't see a flaw here. And a lot of shorts got in right here, right at 316, 317, with the sole intent of selling this thing really, really low. Tomorrow, if the stock doesn't play games, it should fade. If it plays games, it might do what Microsoft did before falling to 400, which is to like show a doji. And then Friday, we could see the fall, right? So one or two things could happen. Either it does absolutely nothing tomorrow and then falls on Friday, or it falls tomorrow, right? That's the only two outcomes I see here, because the setup is very clean. I like it a lot. So we'll see how this one behaves in the morning, whether it opens at the same price or lower. If it opens lower, they will definitely panic. These individuals right here, they're definitely going to panic and they're going to sell out, and the stock is gonna fall even lower. Okay, so keep your eyes on Google for a big move down. Again, if you disagree with me, we will meet in the comment section. Now, the next stock that we're going to talk about in today's video, which I believe is going to do, it's going to play out well. NBIS, the last updates on this one. The last and final updates on NBIS. Because tomorrow is the deciding day, right? Tomorrow is the deciding day. So we have, let's see. We have the retest of 95. Did it test 95? Let me see. It did test 95. I told y'all it would, right? On Sunday, I definitely did. So we got to 95 finally, and then we got rejected at 95. So there are short sellers located here. Like I told y'all, they will show up. They showed up here, and then they showed up again today at 94. And then intraday, there is a bearish pennant breakdown. Well, not really a breakdown, but there's a bearish pennant there. Right there. The breakdown is after hours, but it's really, really sloppy. But the setup itself, the whole thing, at least to me, now that the gap on the left got taken care of, and the gap on the left is the one right here. The gap between 95 and 91.50, that got taken care of yesterday and today, right? So the only one to worry about now is the one at the bottom right there from September. It makes sense. Again, I told y'all before, it is the only way. And did I gamble through it? The answer is yes. Yes. I'm risking a little bit to make a lot. Just a little bit, right? I couldn't help it. And I told y'all, like, I've been making videos about this one for a while. I gave you the whole plan since it was like way down here, how it's gonna go all the way up, and then earnings is gonna show up, and then all the bears are gonna get rewarded at the bottom, right? I've been telling y'all this, so it's hard for me to just stay on the sidelines. I went in there, I got some puts, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I don't usually gamble. Again, holding through earnings is gambling, but sometimes I like to play a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Again, watch this one for a drop to $64.99 precisely in the morning. Now, the next stock that we gotta address in today's video, this one was kind of a letdown. AVGO. It was kind of a letdown because it went absolutely nowhere. I had it right here, and I had to let it go, literally like $1 underneath it. I bought it at 344. It opened higher, which was nice, but the stock just pissed me off, and it just wouldn't push. It wouldn't break above pre-market high, and then that happened, and I had to take a loss right here, right at 344. Right when it was approaching 342, that's when I took my loss right there. Very irritating stuff. Usually it doesn't behave that way. It was setting up for a big push, especially because on this day right here, the Dow Jones did so well. the Dow Jones actually got close to 505 on this day. So I was surprised to see this thing not do anything, not come as close, and then maybe fall down. Something like that. That's what I was hoping to see, but the stock turned out to be a letdown. And then it's still dragging its feet. It's still dragging its feet. So the more it goes sideways like this, the less clean it looks, and the less likely it is to actually go to 360. I'm gonna need new structure, or I'm gonna need that bell to ring, one or the other, for me to touch the stock again. But until then, like, both sides are losing. Anybody who has calls is losing. Anybody who has puts is losing. As long as the stock is moving like this, trading at 344 and going absolutely nowhere, both sides are losing money. Okay, now the next one that we gotta look at is Hood, because I told y'all Hood might either do an IV crush or spike to 100. It fell a little bit to 77. The puts weren't up by too much, maybe 100%, maybe 50%, but it stayed relatively close to the previous lows, around $75. Let's see the daily chart. Yeah, this one right here. Yeah, I just expected to play games at the bottom here. The next gap to worry about below, or at least the next low to worry about, is from here at 66. Especially if the market takes a turn. So yeah, that's the only opinion that I have about Hood after that earnings letdown. The last stock that we're gonna discuss is one of the stocks that somebody actually mentioned in the comment section. Again, if you disagree with anything, or if you want me to look at a stock of your choice, drop them below. SoFi. Now with SoFi, I'm gonna clean everything up. SoFi looks like this. Kind of like, it looks exactly like Robinhood. It does. It does look like it. Same structure and everything. Same bearish pennant breakdown. Same fall. All right. And it looks like a dead cat bounce now. This is the point where previous highs 18. Just like Hood 66. All right. So yeah, that's what I think about it. It dropped down here at first, and then and only then will we potentially see a rebound to 23, but we gotta test that line first. We do. Long-term speaking, let's see. Yeah, the monthly is looking horrible. Yeah, long term is not gonna be pretty, guys. Like, it's really not. Like, we're gonna hit 18, yes, but eventually we're gonna get lower. We're gonna get lower before we get back up to like the 30s, and it's going to take a while. I'm talking something similar to what happened here. Okay, just don't be surprised. All right, that's my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, reminder: I am not your financial advisor. So do your own research and make your own decisions. Okay? Do your own research. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Paul Nduma, and at Knowledge Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, don't forget to like and follow for more.